And I guess I'll take the intro because I almost always take the intro. But welcome
That's
back,
so
everybody.
disrespectful.
Welcome back to Lamb. Sorry, JTTL.
John
John
talks to
talks to Lamb.
Lamb. You're bad at this.
That was good. You like synchronized it with me. The first episode of the new year, season 5,
4.
season 4. I always
Yes,
lose track
sir.
of the time. We actually have 2 special guests here today joining us, and I happen to be related to both of them. One is my younger brother Jackson.
Hey, hi, this is Jackson. I don't know about special, but thank you.
And my older brother Jacob.
I'm also quite special.
You see that? We coordinated that right before we started. We talked about how we were going to do it.
Yeah, everything's always scripted on this show.
Just imagine having the one brain power that comes with. I mean, yeah, single. What are they called? Single children.
Yeah, only
is it
children?
Yeah, only children. Sorry, that's the word I'm looking for.
Oh, I thought you were talking about twin telepathy.
Yes. Well, there's 3 levels of it, right? There's just the regular people, which are like the single children, the only children. Then there's a sibling mental connection, and then there's the telepathy, which twins have. So I think we fit nicely in that middle ground. Are you telepathic with any? Oh, we lost somebody.
That was me.
Are you telepathic with anybody, Isaiah?
Do I fit into this at all with you guys, or is this unrelated?
I mean, you were here in Colleen at some point, so
That is true. I guess technically, not with my siblings, but with one of my close friends, we have like the same brain cell all the time. And some of my other friends get jealous about it because we'll just be on the same brainwave, and I'll make a reference to something, or I'll make a joke, and he's the only one who ever gets it. And we just have this connection.
Right
You remember Anthony, Sean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we share a brain cell.
Nice. That's just because the 2 of you send each other TikToks all day.
That's not. He deleted his TikTok actually.
Good.
To get off of social media. No, he did this. I think back in December.
Oh.
I think just for like mental health.
It's another arbitrary date. He just did it back then.
Yeah. Some people's New Year's begins on the old year.
These 2 are very combative about the concept of the New Year's resolution. I've tried to get to the bottom of it.
What?
I would like to hear the discourse.
Well, okay. Why don't the 2 of you do New Year's resolutions?
Yeah. I'll step up to the mic. You see, just like earlier, you said something about birthdays. Some people do a resolution on their birthday. I guess it's a date that they set, and it just happens to coincide with every 365 days. But some people run on a different year clock. Fiscal year. Just shorten it down, make it half a year, make it 90 days, right? If you make a New Year's resolution every 90 days, you make more resolutions. That's what I'm on.
Sure, but then
he's kind of got a point.
No, don't agree with him. Don't agree yet until you've heard all of the sides of his argument.
Sorry, my bad, my fault.
Impartial judge, that's what you are.
I'm totally impartial. Partially.
Think about it like it's a 1-year plan, it's a 5-year plan, and it's a 10-year plan.
Right.
90 days is too short to really accomplish life goals. So you got to do year. I think a year is a good amount of time to accomplish a lot, especially if it takes a really long time. So really the date is arbitrary. It doesn't have to be on the 1st. But there's also all this hype around the 1st, which can help propel you and get you started off on the right foot. All those people go to the gym and they burn out in a week? Yeah, don't do that.
Hype lives and dies by the audience. If there's no audience for something, no hype.
It's sort of
free yourself from the audience.
It's like, why would you like blaze a trail through the wilderness when you could follow the road that people have already made
for adventure? Same reason why we blazed a trail through the wilderness here for our car. We made a better trail.
But you have to get to your location in 3 days or less. And it's going to take 2.5 days by road. But you have no idea how long it's going to take if you go by the trail, if you bushwhack.
Well, if there was a time limit, then my way would also be better because you do it every 90 days.
No, because you're only accomplishing 90 days worth of goals. What if you want to set a goal that requires a minimum year effort?
Well, okay. You just said something about having a goal that was longer than a year, right?
Yeah.
And every year you
Sorry,
refresh that
yeah.
goal, right?
Let me rephrase that then. Rather than not a year, what if you have something that takes 180 days, 360 days, not 365, just 360,
Yeah.
right?
It applies to the same thing. You know, you make that resolution on the first quarter, and then the second quarter you're like, well, I haven't finished it yet, so I'm going to continue with this. And also, at the same time, I have this new thing that I want to add to my, my repertoire. I'm going to work towards this now. And then you repeat that again, 90 days. You're like, I
mean,
haven't finished this. I'm going to keep
there's
going.
nothing wrong with adding a resolution halfway through the year, especially stuff that to me the goal is to the idea is to set that goal. That way I want to write a book right in a year, which means I have to break down that goal, right? I have to write a chapter a month. Each chapter has to be, I don't know, 40 pages, which means I need to break, let's say 30, right? That way I can break it down by month. So then you go, I want to write a page a day.
It just sounds like you're making a timeline for when you want to finish this.
That's what a resolution is.
Well, what's wrong with making a resolution longer or shorter?
Because I think a year is a good span of time to judge
For certain projects, yeah.
Yeah.
But not for losing weight. You're on your third year.
That's because I keep renewing the goal every year. I keep hitting my goal every year, but then I keep renewing it for the next one.
Yeah.
Granted, I didn't hit my goal this year because I was 4 pounds under, I think. But that doesn't matter.
Can I interject?
Of course, yes. Take it away.
You're an equal part of this conversation. Speak, damn you.
So, I'm totally impartial, but in my impartialness, I'm leaning towards your brothers here.
Oh my god.
But no, for me,
give me those debate points.
I don't like making resolutions because when I think of resolution, I think of an end goal, not like a long term, not a long term, but I feel like that's like you're trying to reach a destination, like you were saying, and that's where that's supposed to end, and then you're going to make a new one later. I like to think of it as instead of making resolutions, I make goals for myself, and because that's something that you work towards, versus a resolution, which I like theater, I like English stuff, and in writing, resolution is the end of the story. So I feel like resolution as a whole kind of implies that that's you're trying to reach the end step of that one specific thing and then not come visit it again.
But yes. I don't want to have to write this book again. I want to be done with it by the end of the year. I want it to be resolved.
Mm-hmm. So what happens if you don't reach that resolution?
That's why you have. It feels bad. That's why a lot of people burn out so quickly.
Correct.
Because they set unrealistic expectations and goals for themselves. So the idea with the resolution is to set one that is both achievable but pushing yourself to the next level.
Wouldn't it then be better to have shorter resolutions quarterly, is so that you don't burn out in the first 2 weeks? Because it's much more achievable.
Set your year goal
90 days,
and like I said, break it down every day, every month, every other week, right? However you want to structure your resolution, that's up to you. The key is to make that resolution. That way you have an end goal in mind to go, this is what do I want to accomplish this year? Because otherwise you kind of just wake up at the end of the year and you're like, well, I don't know what I was supposed to accomplish this year. I remember my goal that I set 90 days ago because I, maybe wrote it down. But I can look back at my list for last year and I can look at my list for this year. And then next year I can go, well, this was what I was valuing at that time. This is where I've evolved from there, Like a goal is, who knows, make more friends, right?
I think the biggest takeaway from this is that there is no one size fits all for resolutions and goals.
True.
To me, I think the most important thing is to just make a goal. It doesn't really matter. To me, honestly, it doesn't matter if it's at the New Year's or at your birthday or quarterly or, bi-weekly. As long as you have a goal and you can set that and work towards it, it doesn't matter when you're setting that goal.
Right.
I think the most important thing is just to have a goal that you want to achieve and work towards that consistently over whatever period of time that you decide.
So why not arbitrarily make that New Year's like everybody else does?
Well, would you follow the same diet as everyone else if it doesn't work for you?
Would I follow the same diet if it worked? If it
Yeah.
didn't
He's
work
got
for
a
everybody
point.
else?
Yeah, everybody's doing the keto diet. You gonna do the keto diet?
Well, I've discovered what works for me.
Well, it works for you.
Yeah.
So why would you follow everyone else, even though they're doing it? It's popular with them.
This isn't a bandwagon scenario. I mean, it kind of is like the definition of it, but
Well,
it's
okay,
very
but,
much
like,
not.
look at both of them, right? You have this manner of setting goals and resolutions, right? Every 90 days or so.
Sure.
I don't set goals every 90
I know
days.
you've set this arbitrary
Yes.
number of 90 days just because you
So
can.
there's a New Year's resolution, once every 365 days on the New Year, and then there's the every 90 days. Well, prefer person A, they might like the 90-day one. It might be successful for them. They might get the goals that they set for them accomplished faster. And then someone else might like the 365 days, of the first year, New Year's resolution, because, I don't know, it's more successful for them. Well, why is either one of those bad?
I think I'm not saying 90 days is bad. I'm saying you should set that 90 days, I guess, on the new year.
Why?
That way, because it's an arbitrary date and because you will set it.
Why does it matter if it's arbitrary?
Exactly. It's a matter of putting it off indefinitely. Going, well, I would just, I would do a resolution anytime. Well, why not now? Why not 5 days ago when it was the first? Why not almost a year ago when it was your birthday?
Okay. I don't think I know why. You tell me, why is the first so special?
I don't know, because I did that 3 years ago, and I'm gonna do it every year now.
Right. It's a consistency for you.
Yeah,
It helps you for consistency.
right.
You've constructed a system that works for you.
When was the last time you set a resolution?
Last year, like in December.
What was that resolution?
The first resolution was find a business office so I can make this business.
It's not really a resolution. I mean, I guess it's a goal, but that's a lot more.
Okay.
The resolution you're thinking, that's like a sub step.
Well, what's the difference between a resolution and a goal?
I think a resolution is something that you really want to change about the way that your life is structured. Which, starting a business would 100% be within that, right? Or you want to accomplish some goal. I mean, like writing a book is not necessarily changing your entire life structure.
I disagree.
What? Setting aside, 15 minutes. Like I've discussed with the two of you about my forever Minecraft world. That is something that's a project that I have started this year, and I'm going to find out if I want to continue it. I might get bored of it, but it's just 15 minutes every night where I boot up Minecraft and then for 15 minutes channel creativity into some nothingness.
So
What's the difference between getting bored of a resolution and getting burnt out?
They're kind of same. They're like pretty much the same.
So you resolved now to do this Minecraft world
Mhm.
for an entire year. What happens if 6 months in you're like, I don't really want to spend 15 minutes of my
But
day on this Minecraft world.
Theoretically, the goal is forever. I don't think that's an accurate goal. I think that's way too much. I'm probably not going to do that. I want to see if, within a month, I find that if it's a worthy investment of my time, just 15 minutes, right? It's like a tiny investment of time in the grand scheme of things. That's like, how cool will I find this in a month? How cool will I find it in 3 months? It's a project that scales infinitely.
Okay, so you did set your New Year's resolution isn't I'm going to do this peaceful Minecraft world for an entire year. It's I'm going to try this for 1 month. Or
I'm
3
going
months.
to try it until I don't want to do it anymore. Or until I find it unfulfilling.
So your plan is just to go to the point of failure?
I suppose so, yeah. If that happens to occur, never. I mean, I've only done it like 4 out of 5 days. Or what day is it? Yeah, 5th. I think I've only done it on 4 out of 5 days so far. Like I didn't do it yesterday. I'll probably do it tonight.
You failed your resolution then.
Yeah,
But
just like
listen-
any process, you have to take breaks from that thing in order to facilitate long-term growth.
So I don't think I heard Isaiah's full disagreement about the resolution and goals. But I'd be interested to hear that.
What was it? I forgot. Um, no, I think I was just saying. I think it was for me just kind of doing it kind of almost like a definition, by definition. And so like resolution, I said it's like the end of a book, but I think
Mm.
if we're going with what John was saying earlier, a resolution is like a change you want to make in your life, but a goal is more like something you want to attain or like reach. And so I feel like it's a lot more feasible to make goals than resolutions, because a lot of people who make resolutions, it's always like, I'm gonna do this like this amount of time for this amount of days, or I'm gonna reach this goal weight by this point in time, blah 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 blah. And then it kind of turns into, okay, so we have a resolution. What happens if we don't hit that resolution? You know, a lot of times it's like a set in stone and not an arbitrary, but like a very specific amount of something, or a very specific thing that they want to attain, um versus goals, which usually can be a lot more flexible. So like if the goal, like a resolution would be like, uh I want to be 135 pounds this year, by the end of this year. That's cool. But a goal would be more like, I want to lose weight, or like I want to lose this much amount of weight. Nope, that's the same thing. I forgot where I was going with this. Um but I don't know. I don't remember where I was going with this.
It's hard because once you start trying to figure out what a resolution is, then a lot of the times goals are wrapped up in that in some way.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
tell you that the document that I wrote my resolutions in is called 2025 Goals.
I also
A lot
have
of the times it's
written
cheap.
goals.
When did you write those goals?
Let me check. Hold on. I made them for the new year for sure, but a lot of them aren't meant for the new year specific, or for the whole year. But when did I write this? Hold on. How do I find that out?
And see,
Detail.
that's why I think that everyone has a point, but really, like I said before, that it's the goal that matters. It doesn't matter the time frame. Like,
Right.
make it on New Year's, great. I've heard there's statistics that show that telling someone a goal that you have makes it less likely to occur.
Makes
like-
it less likely?
Yes. So if you
Yeah.
say like, "Hey, I'm going to work out, 3 days a week," a lot of times you just don't want to do that because you just told someone.
Yeah, that's because I feel like a lot of people are driven by external motivation rather than
Mhm.
internal motivation. There's a big, switch. I feel like not a lot of people have internal motivation.
I think it's actually the scientific explanation is that telling someone about your progress releases the dopamine and the endorphins, and then you feel like, oh no, I actually did do it. biologically.
rather than doing it and getting the dopamine from doing the thing, you get the dopamine from telling someone that you're going to do the thing.
And
they're
that kills
crazy.
your
Yeah.
body's motivation.
Yeah, they are like, "Oh,
Mhm.
that's a great goal. I'm excited for you to do this." You get that feeling of the thing that you wanted to do.
Rather
from
than
that.
in 6 months going, wow, I can't believe you lost 15 pounds. You look really good. You go, I'm going to lose 15 pounds. They go,
Yeah.
that's great for you. I can't wait to see you in 4 months.
Well,
Exactly.
Yeah.
at that point, if you've gone 6 months, then I hope there's more than just the initial like dopamine thing that's happening to you. Probably established, what is it? Doing something the same thing over and over. Habits.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. And this is why I stand by Andrew's decision to remove all of his. Wait, Andrew?
Andrew Tate.
Who the hell is Andrew?
Who removed their TikTok? Why am I thinking the name Andrew?
Anthony?
Anthony. Oh God, I'm thinking of somebody else. Yeah, that's why I stand by Anthony's decision to remove TikTok. He is no longer frying his dopamine receptors.
But he didn't do that on New Year's. He did that in December.
Yeah,
So
what's
now
the
resolution.
point?
yeah.
What's
As
the
long
point
as
of doing
every
it?
no,
Wait, was it resolution?
I don't think it was.
Well,
I think it was just very simply like he was like, "Yeah, I need to get rid of this because it's not good for me."
Yeah, was it on his birthday?
Was
I
it
don't know. His
quarterly?
birthday's in
Was it
December,
monthly
so I don't
resolution?
remember when he did. Oh
wasn't a
no, it
resolution.
happened.
I know.
Uh,
That's why I'm a little bit confused as to the point.
Well,
Like-
the point Jonathan is making
Yeah.
is that the new year is a perfect day to set a goal for yourself that you otherwise wouldn't have done because everybody else does it, and so there's some societal pressure for you to engage in the same activity for your own benefit.
Yes. You got to use peer pressure as a weapon in order to motivate
Weaponizing
yourself
peer
to
pressure.
move forward.
To
Huh?
motivate a lot of people. Oh, sorry, Isaiah. Sorry.
I was just saying weaponizing peer pressure, but I think another side of it is, I think by doing it at the same time as everyone else, there's kind of like this, understood accountability that comes with it, because it's like, oh, everyone else is making their resolutions. If I make mine at the same time, then we can kind of try to hold each other accountable for if we actually do it or not.
Yeah, and there's all the hype on like social media about resolutions, and then you can compare yourself to all the suckers that are burning out and going, I didn't burn out.
If you succeed by seeing others fail and that helps you, no blame on you. It works. Good,
You got
good for
to
you.
take advantage of every form of motivation, internal and external,
Dear God.
competitive and
Not competitive.
sure, yeah. I'm sure there was another word that would have worked. Yeah,
Casual?
non-competitive works. Sure. Casual motivation.
I feel like that's probably the right word here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, great. Now, audience, it's your turn. Send us your emails, call us, let us know.
Get
We'll
in the
put
If you
the
send us your
poll.
credit card info, we'll also reimburse you.
Yep.
Social Security, mother's maiden name, first
Exactly.
pet, all of that.
See, this
Get
guy
in the
gets it.
comments.
Don't mulligan us, Jackson.
I swear.
We don't need the mulligan here right now. Oh boy. Well, how was everybody's New Year's? I guess we could talk about that. It was a pretty quiet one, all things considered.
Yeah.
Far less exciting than the past couple of years.
Yeah. Very interesting dynamic between this one and last year and the one before,
Yeah.
for me at least. Because this one is very quiet. We played board games. We just we didn't even have the TV on at midnight. We just used the phone clock. Like,
True.
oh well,
yeah.
here comes the 10 seconds, and then we did the countdown.
Yeah, we played board games like a bunch of old people.
Yeah, because we are.
I don't know what you're.
Well, no one else wanted to do anything.
I don't know what we were supposed to do.
We were sitting around until we're like, let's do something. Let's play some board games.
Nobody brought any plans except let's drink, and that started and ended pretty quick. I think that night.
Yeah, I mean the plan of fireworks was cut down because of burn ban, wind.
True, but that's like one event that occurs.
Well,
We maybe should have had more planning than like a day, and like that plan being made the day beforehand.
Might have helped
I mean,
a
what
little
do
bit.
normal people do?
Yeah, what did you do, Isaiah? You're a normal person.
Oh, I'm probably worse than y'all actually.
Oh,
I sat in bed playing video games.
Nice.
Yeah, what? Your apartment didn't do anything?
Well, Jacob was out of town. My other two roommates had went out to the bars. But I'm not a social creature like that, so I just stayed home. I did have somebody over though. I did have a friend come over.
Nice.
And we hung out, but he had work the next morning, so he left before New Year's. So I just sat here. I think I ordered a Whataburger, and I was drinking a milkshake, and then I sent my Happy New Year's messages at like 11:50 because I was tired and I didn't feel like sitting them at midnight.
That's fair. That's fair. I've read multiple articles that say you should embrace being a boring person because that gets you ahead in life.
I don't know about boring, but I guess.
That's pretty rude, Jonathan.
Hey, that's what I would have done if I didn't have a bunch of people that were like, "Let's go,
Well, that's 'cause
we
you're
gotta
boring.
do something."
You wouldn't do anything to celebrate New Year's?
I mean,
He'd make a
It
resolution, and that's about it.
Yeah,
Make a
yeah,
resolution.
He'd stay at home, make a resolution.
I think this just shows how the idea of New Year's is dying away. Everybody, Isaiah, you just slept, you played video games and went to bed. We
Yep.
just played board games and went to bed. As we get older, and it becomes, our
less novel.
it's like, Aragon.
Oh, okay. This is
Yeah.
a deep pull
We'll do
reference.
a little a 90-degree turn here. Yeah, Aragon in the final book, you kind of Aragon finds this
Spoiler
little-
alert for everybody
yeah,
out there
if
that
you
hasn't
haven't
read
read
the
Aragon,
17th
sorry.
book of Aragon. Yeah,
there's
please
only
continue.
4. This is the 4th one.
Okay.
The ultimate.
Whoa, hold on. I don't
Anyway.
want to derail your train of thought. When did you read this book?
A long time ago, like
Okay.
years when I was a child.
Yes,
More than
we're
like
drawing
15
deep
years
lore
ago.
information. Please continue.
So Aragon finally finds this little clan of ancient dragons And the dragons have been there for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years because they don't die. I guess is the reason for that.
Yeah, sure.
But when he like speaks to them, they like don't really process that he's speaking to them because they're like so wrapped up in their mind. It's like that small little moment of him speaking was like just a drop in the entire thing. Like they can now see so much more than just like the 10 years that they've been like a baby has been alive. And you see this like with children too, when you know, as a kid you probably thought, oh man, it's summer vacation, and the summer vacation went by so fast because you don't really have an idea of how long time is. But then once you get older, like 20 or 30, and then all of a sudden time starts to feel like it's passing quicker, even though, you know, time is progressing the same as far as we know. What was I saying?
I don't know, but I agree.
New Year's.
Yeah, you were saying it's less important.
The more
now.
New Year's that we have, the less amazing it becomes.
Yeah.
The only way to swap that is by upping the ante every year.
But we did not do that this year.
No, we took a step back for sure.
It definitely seems like at least over in Okinawa, we have a lot of young Marines and airmen that come in. They're you know, their first deployment. They're 18 to 20 years old, and their first time out of the country or even out of their state. You never know. That you see a lot of. There's this dichotomy between even now and 5 years ago before COVID, is that a lot of the younger generations are not going out anymore. They're not going out partying. They're pretty much staying at home, not even having like house parties, because especially in America with the price of lodging is very bad, of course.
Sure.
But like you'll see the places around Okinawa that are, you know, where people would generally go to drink and have a good time and whatnot. There's just not as many people as there used to be.
I think it's a societal shift.
Oh,
really.
it absolutely is.
I mean, everybody that's like younger than 20 is cutting down all alcohol in general.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why all the alcohol companies are starting to come out with non-alcoholic versions of their drinks.
Yeah, and also video games and generally, you know, media being so accessible. Like we're talking about TikTok. You know, you can scroll for many hours and get all of the enjoyment and dopamine that you could ask for just from sitting there, and you don't have to spend any money, just electricity and your brain.
Yeah.
Checks
Why
out.
would I go out and travel and have a good time when I can just watch other people do it?
Yeah, there you go.
That's it.
Sobering thought on our comedy podcast here, everybody.
Oh, is
You
this a
came
comedy
here for
podcast?
Serious Wilson thoughts.
You
and
never said
rant
anything about
thoughts.
comedy.
It's
Right.
it's whatever it is, honestly. We have good days, bad days, funny days, depressing days, whatever kind of happens.
Well, we ended the sobering comment section. Now let's get on to the fun,
The good shit.
goofy.
Right. Do either of you have a pressing topic you really want to talk about? I'll open the floor. I don't want to totally leave the
We gotta
debate.
discuss this. Let's cut the commercials.
If there's any time for sobering thoughts and introspection, it should be the New Year's.
Why? Why the new year? What an arbitrary time to decide to do that.
Hey, I didn't choose it. All right.
You're just following societal's pathway.
Yeah. Big shout out to August.
August?
Yeah.
That's a good month of the year, yeah.
No, the guy that created the calendar.
I was gonna say August is okay. I mean, I'm more of an October guy, but that's just because that's my birthday.
Well, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah, what's all of our favorite months? We
If
got
you have to
October.
pick one month. What would it be?
What would be?
You can
is
only
it
keep
favorite
that
month or
one
is
month.
it,
All
is
the
it
other months go away.
best month?
Yeah, best month.
A clarifying question:
Mhm.
are we including like weather and whatnot in these things? And if so,
Oh,
are
include everything. Literally everything.
Yeah, if it
that you could
occurs
think of.
during that month, yeah, that's a
Okay.
plus for that category.
are we also including global warming in this?
Yeah, everything. The whole
Damn.
universe.
You know, I'm sticking with October. That's my boy.
Okay, October, yeah.
I love autumn and Halloween.
I gotta stick with August because that's my birthday. If my month was gone, I wouldn't exist.
True, same.
Only one of us.
I think are we supposing that then our calendar is basically just 1 month
Yeah.
and it loops like this?
Yeah.
That means that
Yeah.
everybody's birthdays that were outside of that would just be in that month.
Well, no.
And we'd break up that month into 12 segments because 12 divides into 30 very evenly.
I guess.
I feel like
Right,
you're
so
making
what
this
was your
more
month?
complicated.
Yeah, I'm now trying to reconsidering based off of the ramifications of getting rid of every other single month.
Yeah. Well, objectively, probably the best one to choose would be whichever one has the most federal holidays in it.
Yeah, and that's why I was gonna be kind of basic and say I really do like December.
December does have a lot of
Mostly, I like
holidays.
December
That's
in
true.
Okinawa because the weather is fantastic,
Yeah.
and you get all of those wonderful holidays.
I was going to say somewhere in, also similar, April, right? Just
I
because
wonder why.
it's a good month for weather, and it has some good holidays in there.
Like what?
Doesn't, oh man.
Yeah?
Let me look up the holidays here. Did I pick the 1 month that doesn't have any holidays?
I mean, sometimes Easter's in April.
Sometimes.
April has many holidays, including national ones.
Like
That's so specific.
which ones?
I'm regurgitating my AI companion here. Okay, first of all, April Fool's Day.
That's not.
That's that.
Oh yeah, no, we don't get off work, but we do get to unabashedly prank other people once a month. You know what?
I feel like that would
chaos
just turn into the
cause in world?
purge.
Yeah, it would basically be a purge day. Well, that one doesn't count. That one doesn't count. These are lame. International Fun Day at Work, Earth Day, Honesty Day, National Public Health Week.
You looked up the joke month,
Yeah.
like holiday book.
Man, I take it back.
Really
April
trying to bring it back
sucks.
to comedy.
April is bad.
Yeah, no,
Oh
definitely
my
December has
Lord.
all the holidays. And if we're
Babe
talking about like the
Ruth Day?
religious
He
holidays
did not
too,
deserve a day.
He undid stuff.
Yeah, well, he's up there with National Pretzel Day and Blueberry Pie Day in terms of importance here. National Pet Parents Day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
why is that a thing?
We don't get a single. April's the worst month. I take it back. I take it back entirely. April Fool's Day, the purge cannot make up for any other one that you get chocolate in.
I had to look this up, but it is November that has the most federal holidays.
That was going to be my guess actually, because Thanksgiving is like a week.
Yeah,
I mean,
actually,
the holiday, Christmas does as well.
this could be wrong because recently they passed the new law where Christmas Eve is also a federal holiday now. So
Oh.
now December technically has 2 Christmas Eve and Christmas.
I have a
Yeah, but
question.
they're like back to back. What? You have a question about this?
So let's say we keep November, right?
Okay, sure.
Are we
I'm
still
on board.
are we are we still observing No Nut November?
Well, really, all of the no blank Novembers. You know, the one where you don't shave. I'm sure
Oh,
there's other
God.
ones.
That sounds
Yeah,
like a terrible
Movember.
time.
Yeah, I think it's called Movember.
Well, Movember is throw it out.
Is it the mustache or is it all beard?
I think it's just everything.
I think I don't know if we could. That would basically just mean we're all Amish. We never shave.
Yeah.
Will we all just be celibate at that point?
Yeah, that's true.
It'd be the beginning of the end.
Yeah,
I guess we would just be incels at that point.
Yeah.
this is a great science fiction setting. What if November was the only month in the year and nobody could procreate and nobody could shave? We
I'm
look
pretty sure
we'd be like cavemen.
that these holidays are like religion, where you can choose if you want to follow it or not.
I guess that's true. Yeah. Yeah, because technically there's no governmental overstructure preventing you from nutting, but
Yeah. Not
No
yet, at
police
least.
are gonna come, gonna like monitor your drains. That
Oh my
detected
God.
semen down this pipe.
and it's a Gattaca moment. All of our toilets will then have little biomatter scanners down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh my
You
god.
process your trash and make sure there's no tissue.
You
How
can't
would
leave
we
any
enforce
traces
this across the
anywhere.
world, though? I mean, is this America? Is this America only? Is adjusting to the 1 month,
I think we're
Probably
just
like
assuming
Wisconsin.
a one world government here.
or is it that an asteroid has impacted Earth and knocked us into a 1 month orbit? So we have to adjust our calendar to fit with that. Then
we would
nobody
be
would have a
moving either
choice.
really
they would just
fast
decide.
or be real close to the sun.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think
wait,
we'd have to be
no.
close. We'd be
Yeah.
closer to the sun, right?
I think we'd just be dead at that point.
Yeah.
Well, I think we would have a, the UN would come together and formulate this new 1 month, and they go, well, November is the right month to do.
I feel like it would end up just being, if it was only 1 month, it would just end up being renamed to month.
Yeah.
Like, hey, have you had a good month? Yeah, it's been pretty okay. It's pretty hot out here.
How was your last month?
Yeah.
It'd be interesting because, the word month was originally supposed to be whatever, Greek or Latin or whatever, but just like a division of the year. But if there's just 1 month, then that's the new year.
Oh, so we'd have to come up with, what new word would we use to describe a 30-day, so let's set it at 30, right? A 30-day year.
September.
What? No,
Do you
September's
remember?
out. We voted you out. It's
Wait,
November or
if
nothing.
if we only lose November, we're gonna lose a lot of songs to talk about September.
That's fine. That's a sacrifice I'm willing
Is
to make.
it? Earth, Wind, and Fire, my guy.
Do you remember the 21st of November? It works. It just
I
works.
guess.
You just swap them all out. In 10,000 years, nobody's gonna remember Earth, Wind, and Fire. They'll only remember Earth, Wind, and Fire's hit song "November."
I mean, I guess that's fair. Oh my
See?
god.
Perfectly fine.
It's easy.
What about
Yeah.
Wake Me Up when September? I guess we Wake Me Up when November ends, but November
go.
never ends, so they're never gonna wake up.
I thought you were gonna ask us to wake you up before you go.
Oh no, that one's timeless.
These will just be relics of the past history before the asteroid.
Yeah, before the Novembering.
Mm-hmm.
I say whenever this happens, we just abolish copyright laws and remake all the songs
Why would we have to remake them?
because
the asteroid brought a magnetic force that wiped out all of our solid state drives.
we just gotta redub everything.
I mean, to be fair, September would become even more, what do you say? Yeah, because do you remember September? You remember back when we had September?
true. It would be like
It'd be a cultural phenomenon.
yeah. It'd be the government would try and like squash it when they try and take over. They'd be like the fight song of the Republic. They're trying to remember September, and everyone's like, "There's never been 12 months. The Earth has always been rotating around the sun this fast. There has never been any water on this planet."
Yeah, when the new social media site November Book, you'll have old people posting September, like, do you remember?
They're going to change their profile picture to be the word September.
Yeah.
They're gonna post an old calendar.
September. They
They're
can't
gonna
change
post
it
an
to
old
September,
calendar
it's
and just
banned,
say
or they just have to say remember.
That's true. Yeah.
never
What are you saying,
forget.
Isaiah?
I was just they're gonna post a calendar, the old calendar, and just say never forget, like the Alamo
Yeah.
or
It's like a Guy
9/11.
Fawkes spin-off show, basically.
Wait a minute.
Hmm?
If we only have November, then we're gonna forget 9/11.
Well, we could always move that date up.
Yeah, November 9/11. November 11th.
Yeah.
It'll just be 11
It'd
11.
be the ninth
11
day.
9 maybe?
Two towers.
Oh.
Yeah, the 9th day and the 11th hour of that day.
Yeah.
Really, I think
Okay.
this is probably the least of this global government's problems.
I lost the thread. Why is the government imposing the authoritarian regime over us just because it's November?
Because we got hit by an asteroid,
Yeah.
and now 1 year is 1 month.
And we're so close to the sun that like all the water is evaporating.
A likely
No,
story.
I mean, like, why are they doing all this covering up, like making a new history?
Because they're hoarding the water and they're trying to dumb down the population.
they're
This is
turning the
Rango.
frogs gay.
Is it Rango? Yeah, it kind of is
Hoarding all the
Rango.
water.
Rango mixed with Dune, I guess. Then the one true Septemberist will be able to will return from the great beyond.
Yeah.
If
Dear
I was
God.
the government in that situation, I wouldn't try and rewrite history. I would just say, sorry guys, there's no water. It seems like it's much
No.
easier.
Shucks. Bummer, everybody. Let's just die out.
Damn, that sucks, you guys. So anyways, moving on.
We lose the Septemberists as well. The Novemberists.
Yep. I think it would be smart to erase history prior to that moment.
Why?
That way nobody would remember it.
What if
Why?
21st of
That way you
September.
could take over.
What do you mean? You could take over with them knowing it. You
This
need
is
a
just one
murder or
guy
something.
that's like, okay, we need a new government. I need to erase the fact that there was multiple governments before, so that everyone was just like, oh, one government. That makes
Right.
sense.
Maintain control, prevent the people from, if you forget history, you're doomed to repeat it. So make everybody forget history, and then they just become dumb. You can
I mean,
take
I
over.
think it'll take several generations for that to work.
The history
But-
that they're forgetting is that there was a September. But are
I
they
mean-
going to repeat?
Only November.
Yeah, there's only ever been November. I'm sure that they could
I
use that to
pledge
their advantage
allegiance
somehow.
to the November of the United States of America.
I just like to set up this totalitarian government with the best forward momentum that they could get. They're running out of water. I see that being the main problem of our planet moving so close to the sun that we're now 30 days around it.
Yeah.
Isn't that faster than
No.
Mars?
I think that. Oh, yeah. There's no planetary thing that moves that fast. I don't
Yeah,
think.
that's why we're all hiding on the other side of the planet, hoarding the water and preventing people from remembering what happened
It'd be
in
like
November.
I just
God.
imagined not our rotation around the sun being faster. I just imagine like us staying the same.
Well,
But our
a
idea of
year marks one trip around the sun.
Yeah.
So in order for our year to be a month, we just have to move closer to the sun.
Yeah.
hold
we were
on.
just saying like they rewrote math and like, all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's just 1 month now.
The idea definitely kind of got away from
God dang.
us.
We'd be moving faster than Mercury because Mercury's year is 88 days.
Yeah. I think there'd be a habitable zone on the other side of the planet.
And how
Most
long
of
is
the
it
planet-
habitable?
Yeah, exactly. That's why they have to make people forget that they can hoard the water, survive as long as they can, and then blast off into space and go get, I don't know, to Mars.
What do you mean on the other side of the planet?
Well, because the side closest to the sun would be burning.
What is it, like the
Earth
dark of the
rotates.
moon? Is this
I-
Transformers?
That's why we're assuming that it wouldn't rotate.
Why? What?
If it rotated, we'd all die. There'd be no way around that. We'd have to retreat
So
into
then
the
who-
woods like mole people.
What decides which side gets stuck staring at the sun forever?
I chose the side opposite of America.
Oh, actually, hold on. Okay, wait.
I
Wait.
choose the side that is opposite of America.
Because theoretically, so you said it's stuck on one side, right?
Yes, the Earth stops
S-
rotating because the asteroid hit it.
So then we'd have to either be rotate, or if it stopped rotating, we would still get burned up no matter what, because the side that's facing the sun isn't gonna change, or is gonna change if it stops moving.
That's
so
why I'm saying it's so important to erase people's memories as fast
John!
as possible.
I mean, that would also mean that the moon is also static, right?
The moon, I think, would be gone. We left it
we'd
behind.
have no more tides.
Yeah,
no more tides.
But
So
in this
hoarding
case,
the
we
water
would
makes
have
the
no
most
water.
sense.
There's nothing about the scenario that makes sense scientifically.
You
so-
make people forget what happened before. They forget the concept of water and oceans and October. And then
I guess
you
we
just
would
take
know what's
all
at the
water
depth
for
of the
your
ocean
side.
at that point.
I feel like the organization of our calendar, the lunar calendar, is the last thing on anybody's mind if
That's-
an asteroid
The least of
crashes in
memories.
and there's this kind of result.
Hey, think
So
about
they-
this though. Thermal energy would be at an all-time high.
Those who
true.
invested in solar, the new
Yep.
billionaires.
I think those that invested in water would be the new billionaire. Dasani would rule the
The
world.
water doesn't
Invest
exist.
in water.
Right, well, water doesn't exist to the normal people, but to the
Yeah.
people hoarding the water.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is if you invested in water, then you're now the ruling elite.
I think
You
we
didn't
yeah,
get any money from it. You
I think
just
we
get
wrote the
life.
story of Mad Max.
I was
pretty
gonna
sure-
say
No
that
way.
too.
Pretty sure this is the plot of Mad Max.
I don't know what we're watching tonight.
Oh no!
Well, people have been trying to get me to watch Fury Road for since
I
it came
saw
out.
Is that Furiosa?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that on the plane.
Oh no, yeah, sorry. Fury Road is the first one. Furiosa is the second one.
I thought that was the fourth
could be.
one.
The fourth one?
Well, there was
Yeah,
ones
or like a
before.
prequel series or something.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
There's like a couple of different ones.
Let me look this up.
I've never actually
Mad
watched Mad Max.
Cinematic Universe.
But there is a show that does kind of touch on this a little bit. Not this exact scenario, but the hoarding of water, called Sandland. It's an anime by Akira Toriyama. R.I.P. in peace.
Is that like Waterworld?
But it's cool. It's fun. I'm plugging this. Y'all should go watch it if you're interested in the potential hoarding of water scandals that we're discussing.
Believe it or not, there's actually 6 movies.
Jesus.
Oh.
Oh, there
6?
was an original one.
Yeah.
One back in '79, That was
How
the
many
first one, Mad
times?
Max. Then there's Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior. Then Mad Max 3, Beyond Thunderdome. Then Fury Road, which was sort of, I guess, the reboot, 30 years later. Then Furiosa, and there's another one coming out called The Wasteland.
So, like, is there a character named Max in all of this? Or
Yes,
Probably.
okay,
I would imagine.
he must have some serious anger issues
I mean,
to
he
span
got
6
kidnapped?
movies.
I don't know.
I don't really remember the plot, to be totally honest with you. He lost his memory, I think it was.
Who?
So he lost his memory. Now there's
Mad
no water.
Max?
The main guy. Well, there was never any water. And then they hoarded it, and then they ran out of water. That was, I think, the plot of Fury Road. I don't know the
No.
plot of Furiosa.
Yeah.
What was the
I
plot
feel
of
like-
Furiosa?
I was just explaining how Furiosa became who she is.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Apparently
like an
she's a
origin story.
It's like a prequel story, isn't it?
Yeah,
she became so furious.
yeah.
I feel like the people who made Mad Max are the same people who try to like adhere to the audience that loves Fast and Furious.
Why? Because there's cars in both of them?
No, I just feel like it has the same audience. I mean, yeah, there's cars, but that's not the whole thing. I don't
I
know.
will say, as somebody who has never seen a Fast and Furious movie and has no desire to see them, I enjoyed Furious.
Didn't you watch Furious 1 with us? Is that you? Oh, yeah.
As someone that's watched a single Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah.
I
Some
have
of
no
us did
clue.
a cultural study of all the Fast and the Furious movies in order.
I mean,
I wonder
if
who
you
that
like
was.
action adventure, it's kind of like up your alley, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I just-
Isaiah, have you seen any of the Fast and Furious movies?
I've seen all of them until wait, all of them up until 5. I watched Fast 5. That's the last one I watched.
So you can't say, you shouldn't start that with I've seen all of them. You've
Yeah.
seen under
Sorry,
half of the
I've seen
released
half
movies.
of them. My bad, my
No,
fault.
not even half. There's 10.
Yeah,
No,
I
there's
watched
11.
5 of them. There's 11?
There's going to be 11.
Does that also include the little spin-off movie they try to make with The Rock?
Talk about Hobbs and Shaw?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Is
counts.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen that one either.
that was
No, I
was a
stopped watching
ticket.
it for the 5th one because I felt like that was a great way to end the series. And then they're like, yeah, this is the end. Just kidding, we have another one coming.
And another 4 in the pipe.
Isn't that when the main character like died IRL?
Yeah, one of
He
them.
died in either 4 or 5. Yeah.
He died. He died in the filming of 5, and they got his twin brother to film the final scene.
Yeah.
He has a twin brother?
He had
He
a
has,
twin
I think,
brother.
a brother.
Is it his? They're just brothers. They're not twins.
I feel like we talked about this when we watched the first one.
Yeah.
I think it was just his brother. And
Oh,
then it was like mostly like the back of his head and just kind of stand-in performance sort of, because they did have some footage of him
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
from before he
They're
died.
just a stunt double.
Basically.
Yeah, but they were related.
With his
John,
Yeah.
brother. Oh,
which movie did they go to fucking space?
I want to say it was 6.
Why did they go to space?
Uh,
They robbed banks.
They rob a lot of things, but they went to space to, I think, shut down a satellite that was like a gun, basically.
What the hell? The
And so
4th movie, they were just drifting in Tokyo. How do we go
yeah.
from?
They airtight. They made a car airtight, and then they flew that car
why?
into
A
space.
car. They could use this. They designed vehicles to go to space called rockets.
They took a rocket to get up there.
How?
And they
why
just
did they
decided
keep
that
using the
they needed a
rocket?
car.
Yeah, I think what ended up happening is they had a car on the thing with them for some reason. I'm
Was it
forgetting.
Toretto's car?
No, it was 2 of the side characters.
Oh,
This feels. I haven't seen them, but from an outsider looking in, it feels very like JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, where you just do something because it's interesting to the viewer or something like that. Is
That
there an
feels very
actual
correct.
explanation for why they have to use a car for everything they do?
Just because they're street racers.
They're good at cars.
It's like they're brought on to do things that can only be done by people who are really good at driving cars.
Like go to space?
Well, that one So I was actually wrong. It was F9 was the one that they
The
went.
ninth one.
Yes.
Did they drive on Rainbow Road or some shit? Like, why did they need it? I'm still stuck on the car.
They used a rocket-powered car to disable a satellite that was causing global chaos.
What kind of chaos? Did they just shut off people's Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I think it was like a big heist thing, and they had stolen like a bunch of Bitcoin stuff. Why? Years I have had that remote with the little plastic covering on the front of it to protect from scratches. Jackson gets his hands on it for 5 minutes and has pulled the protective covering off.
Oh no.
Well, it's gone now. Don't put it back on. It's gammy now.
There. It's good.
You deflowered my remote, Jackson.
Don't
I'm not
say
a fan.
that.
You can't say that online.
There's children who listen to this, probably.
Our mother is going to listen to this.
My remote.
Oh, she's already listened to some of it,
fine.
apparently.
It's fine. It's better than fine.
Get another one for like $1.
Yeah, this is the cheapest remote I've ever seen in my life.
It came with the lights. You keep turning off and on the lights. You're like, you need a fidget spinner or something is what you
I have a
need.
fidget
This is the
No!
same remote that we had in Escapology.
Yes!
spinner.
Because it comes with it very basically.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You could probably get a pack of 10 of them for like.
I don't want to do that.
70.
Just
You could-
because I want another plastic covering on the top of it?
Yeah.
I'm not that crazy.
Each one of them probably
That's
would come with
debatable.
its own plastic covering. You could like set them up on a wall or something.
And look at them yeah, I'm not crazy. I don't need that in my life.
Hey, audience.
But why
This
is
is
it such
Isaiah
a big
talking.
deal?
I just wanted y'all to know, see, I'm not the problematic one whenever we record. It's John. He's always picking fights with people.
Why did I have to bring my brothers? I could have just recorded this on my own. My remote would have been okay.
Yeah, earlier today he was like, "Oh yeah, we're filming when we get back." Oh, okay. Well, thanks for the heads up, I guess.
Yeah, see, had I known earlier, I would have brought my siblings on too.
Oh, this would have been chaos.
Ugh. It's not already.
Yeah.
It was actually rather tame, low key.
Oh, that's good.
Or we're being very, what do you call it? Accommodating. and letting-
Professional?
We're letting everybody speak in turn, except for when you
Yeah,
mess with
usually
my
it's just
remote.
John going off on tangents for like 30 minutes at a time.
That sounds about right.
Well, I could go. We could. We got our movie talk out of the way yesterday. We talked about the movie Memento for about an hour and a half.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen
I don't know what that
Memento,
movie is.
Isaiah?
I don't think, is that a new movie?
No, it's from 2000. But you should
Memento.
definitely watch it. It's one of Christopher Nolan's earlier works, and it's
Mhm.
crazy. It's
I don't
basically a time
think I
travel
have.
movie,
Oh,
but with memory loss involved.
oh, that sounds like a fun time. Yeah, no, I haven't
It's
seen this
not
movie.
time traveling.
He's just remembering it, and the movie's in reverse chronological order.
It's in unorder. Of some
Well,
kind.
don't spoil anything.
Like Tenet?
Yeah,
No.
Well, Tenet was similar in that it had that sort of. That one was full time travel. Stop messing with random things.
Why is he yelling?
I don't know.
John, you have to use your inside voices. People are listening to us.
Take your Xanax. Joe.
It's not. You know. Here. You want to play with this? Here. That's a good.
Before recording, John was talking to his little brother like a dog, and now he's doing it still.
Yeah. You play with
That's the
this-
kind of
this
person he
old-fashioned-
is.
No. Put it down. Down.
It's like wrangling cats, really. I told you we were going to record at, what did I say, noon? And then I went, probably going to be closer to 1. And then closer to 1, I was like, we haven't even left
I mean,
yet.
you cannot blame us for that.
Yeah, it was not our fault.
No, I know.
Well, it was fine with me. I was playing Roblox.
Roblox.
Listen.
Oh, Lord.
You reach a certain point in your life sometimes where you just have to admire the smaller things in life that you weren't able to do as a child.
Did Roblox exist?
I don't know.
I feel like Roblox has existed for a millennia.
Jamie, pull that up.
When did
Roblox
Roblox
always existed.
See, because when I was a kid, we had things like Club Penguin and
From the dawn of
Neopets, and I didn't get to play those things either.
Roblox. We came from space.
2006.
2006.
That's a long time.
Yep.
Yeah,
Still going strong.
But it was they began working on it in 2004. The name was Dinoblox, actually.
Oh.
Did
How
they make
about
it to like compete with Lego?
No,
It's a video. It's always been a
it's
video.
a video game.
Well, they make Roblox physical pieces.
No, they
Do
don't.
they?
Based off of the
What?
game, they make like little mini figs.
Yeah.
Hell, the
that's like
game is just a
Steam.
big ass hub for other games at this point.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's like Steam, but you have to walk through the game.
Well, then what is the
Yeah.
alternate Lego that I'm thinking of?
You're thinking of
Mega
Duplo.
Blocks?
Duplo is part of
Duplo
Lego.
is Lego. Yeah,
That's
never mind.
Mega Block.
It's
Yeah,
Blocks,
Mega Blocks, I think is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Duplo's this is like the bigger.
That's the chunky ones, right?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
little babies.
Why do they call it Duplo?
I don't know, but I always got bamboozled by them because everyone always threw them together, and you go, these blocks are not compatible. One of them is like that, the other one's like that. Crazy. I guess I can't give you that visual.
That and that. Yeah.
No, it's cool. It's fine. I saw it 100% over here.
Technically, I think Lego and Lego Duplo are compatible. They have like certain building techniques you can use.
Well, it was too much for 7-year-old
Yes,
me
exactly.
at the daycare.
It's like a higher. That's like a master builder level. It's like,
I'm
You want a
kind of
hill?
a master builder. Not actually.
You wanted to be a master builder?
I totally could if I wanted to. Like I have the ability to. I just have not.
It's impressive.
Because Lego are expensive.
Mm-hmm.
What qualifies a master builder?
Well, you should be able to see the shapes, and put the pieces together in your head before you're able to make what you make. And then I'm going based on the Lego movie,
I see.
which
So
that
you
was a
basically
great
have
movie.
the superpower of image.
Everything is awesome.
Oh Lord. Well, now we got to look up the actual how to become a master builder.
There is actually there's this guy on YouTube that like he is a master builder and he like makes videos based off what he does for his job. And a lot of it is just creating things that don't exist, right? So
Yeah.
he works at the Lego factory where people come and visit, and he was talking about how when he was trying to become a master builder, one of the first things that they had to do was to create a ball out of Lego, and then they did a drop test, and when it shattered, because it's Lego and they don't know what they're doing really, they're like, okay, rebuild it better. And so they basically just did that until the Lego ball could withstand the drop, and then they had to take it apart piece by piece and glue it all. But glue is actually I forget. It's a what do you call it? Not acid, but it basically
Hopefully not acid.
dissolves the Lego, and when it dries, it sticky.
I see.
So
Well,
why do they glue it?
So that it doesn't come apart.
If you designed it so it wouldn't shatter when it drops on the ground, then it's
more-
strong now,
It's
right?
more of a training because when they're building stuff for like the actual displays, like those giant Lego guys,
Yeah, you
that
would
they
want to
build out of
shatter,
Lego. Like you can't necessarily make them shatterproof, and it just really like it holds up better.
You said
against people
they
touching.
glue their ball.
Yes, yeah, when in their like original testing and stuff. That it's just for like to show people, this is what you have to do when you become an actual master builder. You're gonna have to adhese everything together. You're gonna have to make it all stick together.
I see. Well, according to their website, the best way to become a master designer is to play with Legos.
That's so uninformative.
Yep. And then they link to their job hub, and I don't see any listed.
Nice.
Well,
Guess they got everything they need.
that was a wash.
Yeah, maybe creative and design. Let's try that.
Pretty sure they have a little Lego studio that you can submit your designs to.
That sounds right.
They have some like 3D artists, experienced design director, people leader in Denmark.
I need a USB-C. My phone's gonna die.
Well, that's actually good timing because we're about to hit our hour mark. So let your
Wait.
phone die.
Hold
Or
on.
you can.
Before we
You want me to
go,
plug
I
in
have
over
a
here?
question.
Huh?
I have. Yeah,
For the
USB-C.
boy.
Yeah, because I want to use it after we finish the podcast.
I thought you were just gonna go buy a new one afterwards. There we go. It's charging.
But what have we learned today?
Yeah, let's recap.
Wait, I have a question completely
Uh-oh.
unrelated to everything. Okay, so there's 50 states in the U.S., right?
I don't think so.
Technically.
Yeah.
Are we
Uh,
not counting territories?
No,
territories.
they're
No.
not states.
Oh, okay.
Those are not states. Is there any state that you don't believe is real?
I always hear about Idaho, but I've never seen it.
It's only potatoes.
I think it's just a cover-up for the potato production.
Interesting. John, do you remember what our answer was?
I remember what your answer was.
I think you agreed with me, didn't
That's
you?
just because I haven't been there before.
Oh, so you just gaslit the hell out of me is what you're saying. I don't believe Vermont is real. Because I've
Why?
never been, but I also don't hear anything about Vermont.
That's true.
I don't know about Rhode Island. It
Well,
feels small.
We looked up Vermont as like a potential place to go and visit at one point.
Montpellier.
And it's just pretty idyllic.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a crazy little spot that there's just nothing there.
Apparently Bernie Sanders is from there.
Oh, that's why I heard about it.
That makes sense.
But that's all you know about Vermont.
Yeah. Bernie Sanders came from there.
Well, there's
Yeah.
also 55, not states, but locations in the U.S.
Yeah.
Because there's 5 major territories.
But the states for the things.
Yeah, we're not talking
Well, it's
about
crazy because I asked about states, so.
Yeah. Get on with the times, John.
Well, I vote we either statitize these people or I don't even know what we're supposed to do.
why are they territories, not states?
That's a good question. It's the American Samoa. They're not citizens, but they can travel freely within the U.S. Then there's
That's
Guam,
ridiculous.
which I think is
Oh, yeah,
basically
Guam.
just a giant military base.
Yes.
Pretty
Then
much.
there's the Northern Mariana Islands. I don't know what's going on there.
Never even heard
And
of
then
those.
Puerto Rico
Of course.
and the Virgin Islands.
It's because they get to retain their own governments and.
Are we just good people and we're protecting them?
I think
yeah.
no, it's because that's where all the millionaires and billionaires transfer their money to the Virgin
Ah,
Islands.
that would make sense. Oh, we over there for all that sweet oil.
I don't think there's any oil in the island.
That
Yeah, I think
Guam
it's-
oil.
That's definitely not what they're there for.
So our collective idea here is that Vermont, Rhode Island, and where?
Idaho?
The potato place
Idaho?
doesn't
Oh,
exist?
I take my Idaho thing back.
Oh, I see.
I want to resubmit my answer as West Virginia.
West Virginia. If I had to pick a spot and one that I've even been to, I would say Kansas. Because Kansas, there's nothing in Kansas.
But you've been to
Tornadoes. The
Yes,
Wizard of
there's
Oz is in
Tornadoes
Kansas.
and grass. Not to disparage all of our Kansas listeners,
I
but
don't know if we have any Kansas listeners
write
yet.
us in and tell us what on earth you do in Kansas.
It's cows and tornadoes.
Yeah, no.
And,
We
They're
get
just
a lot
like-
of
we're like,
farms.
there's a state here.
Yeah.
There's no defining lines.
that's like half the states in
Yeah,
the
that's
U.S.
most
Oh
of
my
America.
Oh, we can't get into this debate. All right.
I mean, if you
look,
think about Texas, most of it is just that.
It is.
Yeah.
And
It's just
Texas is
census and fields
huge.
and cows.
fine, whatever. We're gonna call it here. Thanks for listening, everybody. Everybody say goodbye.
Bye.
Why?
That's good enough. All right.